So now we are done with understanding about standard aDSO with the three tables, understanding and everything. Now we are moving into the write optimized aDSO concept. Okay, so what is write optimized aDSO, how to create it and all. So to understand this one, first let's create write optimized aDSO, and then we will try to understand more about this particular type of aDSO. Okay, so how to create a write optimized aDSO. So aDSO creation is always follows the same process, but based upon the type, we need to select the corresponding properties in a proper way. So I'm going to my info area. So this is my info area. Here I am going to create one more aDSO. So now what I will do is, just not to waste time, what I am going to do, currently we have two files with us, sales data 2 and sales data 3. Okay, and now I am going to load the same data into my write optimized DSO also. Okay, and let's see how exactly the difference happens between the standard and a write optimized DSO. Okay, so that's why what I'm going to do, I'm showing you. For example, here we are going to learn a new thing. Okay, my wish is to create a write optimized aDSO. Right click here, go to new standard aDSO, and then provide the name. So ZS, I think not yet required, SR underscore write up W SAL S, or else aDSO of write up AW I will give sales. Let's remove here. Okay, so this is the technical name which I am going to provide. SR is my keyword, and write optimized aDSO, so I given W here, and sales, and then followed by my extra number 1 already there, so I am giving here 2. Okay, now I am giving sales write optimized aDSO. Okay, now if I create it now, if I click on finish button, then again I will get everything. I need to add my info objects and everything manually. We already seen how to create a aDSO. We need to add info objects one by one manually into this aDSO. But already I have an aDSO which I can use as a template while creating my write optimized. It means it will reduce my development efforts. Okay, so in order to show you this concept, what I am going to do, I am selecting my template of type info provider, and I am giving my standard aDSO name SR underscore ASALS1. So what is happening if I given this template, click on finish button. If I click give this as a template, then I no need to create everything manually. System will provide the required information. You see, the general tab got updated from this table, details tab is also got updated, and settings are not required as of now. You see, now this particular table, the aDSO exactly copied all the functionalities from my existing aDSO S1, but my requirement is to create a write optimized aDSO. Since I am not yet activated this aDSO, I still have an option to update the properties as per my requirement. So how I can update it? So I am selecting my classical objects, I am selecting write optimized data store object and clicking on apply template. So doing so, what will happen? I will get to know how exactly I need to provide my options for a write optimized aDSO. If I remove this active table, active data, automatically what happens? This becomes write optimized aDSO. What is the difference between standard aDSO and write optimized aDSO is, standard aDSO contains changelog table along with active data, and write optimized aDSO doesn't contain changelog and activation step. Okay, so simply uncheck everything and go to detail section. If you go to detail section, see there is a difference coming here. The manage key section automatically got disabled. It means for write optimized DSO, there is no need to mention any key section. That is important. That's why this manage keys option completely got disabled. Okay. Now I am going to activate it. So go ahead, click on activate button. aDSO will be updated now. So automate now is new aDSO, write optimized aDSO got created. Okay. Now what next? Now I need to create a transformation from my data source in order to load data into this flight optimized aDSO. Okay, and when we create a standard aDSO, SAP created a set of tables related to this aDSO. Similarly, when I create write optimized aDSO, SAP will create the corresponding tables in the backend. Now let's see what is the difference between the number of tables creating between standard and write optimized aDSO. I am going to my SE11 T code /o SE11, and I am giving star star. In between star star I am going to provide my aDSO name. Okay, in between the star and star I am providing my aDSO name, pressing F4 button. So for a standard aDSO I have three tables: inbound table, active table, changelog table. Okay, now if I am giving 2 and pressing F4 button, one second, some wrong here, W I need to provide yeah. So for write optimized also SAP created three tables: inbound, active, and changelog. So why it created three tables? But we don't need three tables at all. We don't use it. I don't know why SAP created this. Okay, fine. Let's come into the next topic. Okay, we'll see. Three tables are there, but three tables we don't use at all, because for write optimized aDSO we don't need it. Maybe everything is an aDSO SAP created in that way. Let's see. So for this write optimized aDSO, what I am going to perform, I am going to create a transformation file from the same source file, source data source, GDS SR sales 2. Okay, I am right clicking on my aDSO, go to new, create a transformation. I am using, since it is having same structure, I am using data source GSR underscore sales GDS. This one GDS. One second. GDS SR sales 2. Right click, new, transformation, data source GDS underscore SR underscore sales 2. Press F4 button, automatically source system will be updated. GSR underscore. Click on OK. So now done. So what happening here, if you see on the transformation side, here whatever record mode earlier we see in a different screen, now we don't have any new things. Here it is coming. So 8 fields on the left hand side, 9 fields on the right hand side, along with this record mode. Now I am clicking on activate button. So transformation is created. Now what next I am going to do? I am going to create a DTP for this one. Go to new, DTP. So while I am creating DTP, my DTP is a full DTP which is loading data from a file directly. Now activate it. Click on execute. So when I perform execute button, what happens? From sales to file, system is going to upload data, 6 records from my file into my aDSO. Okay. So now let's go to our RSMNGT code and provide this aDSO name to see the data in it. So go to W and here it is to execute. So what happened here? Given same one only, right? Close utilities, new data table, execute. I think something wrong in just a second. Did we did anything wrong here? See, Okay. What happened? You see, my target is wrong. My target is sales underscore one. So whatever DTP I currently created is for wrong flow, I think. 1 second. Refresh. You see, I created wrong DTP here. So I need to create transformation here and this one. So that's the reason I'm not able to see. Refresh. Right click. New transformation. What happened? My transformation also I'm not able to see. Something wrong. Data source. Go to F4 help. GDS underscore SR underscore sales 2. This is the one. Click on OK button. Transformation between aDSO already exists. Yeah, yes, because already I created it. But why? 1 minute. We have transformation created. So for this transformation, I am going to create DTP. Right click here, new DTP. So for the DTP, what I am going to do, this DTP is going to be a full DTP loading directly from the file, not PSA. So what is my file name here? My file name is cdata2. So simply click on activate. This is correct. And now execute the DTP. Hello. Click on S. So 6 records got loaded into my target. Now I will go to my RSMNGT code and I will provide my SR underscore W sales to, this aDSO name. Click on execute button. So, then I can see the requests which were loaded. So I can see there is one request loaded. And you see there is no activation button enabled here. Why? Because for write optimized aDSO, there is no need of activation at all. Okay, and if I go to utilities tab, even though there are table names are displaying here, all these got inactive mode. It means there is no need to activate step and all, right. That's why we use always new data table only. So I click on new data table, click on execute. So when you click on new data table, it is important you have 3 more extra columns you are seeing on your data set. So one is the request number, data packet, record number, and these are the 6 records initially which was loaded. So this is the first data set of set of data which we are loaded into this write optimized aDSO. Now what we are going to do is we are quickly loading the data, one more file from our second file. So right clicking on my aDSO to see. So right clicking on my, I'm going to my DTP. I am going to edit mode of my DTP and I am changing the file name from sales2 to sales3. Okay, activate the DTP, go to execution button, click on execute. So what happening, my second data file I am going to load, which is 3 records got loaded into my aDSO, write optimized aDSO. Now if I go to manage of my aDSO, RSMNGT code, now I can see 2 requests. First record 6 records got loaded. Second record second request 3 records got loaded. Now if I go to my new table, utilities, new table. Here this is important. You see on your new table total 9 records are there. The first 6 records are from the first data set and second 3 records are from the second data set. It means even though the second dataset contains the change information of the first dataset, system doesn't overwrite or doesn't take any action on the data. Okay, in write optimized DSO, it is just like a info snapshots. Okay, it is just like a snapshot. Whatever you loaded, all the data will be loaded in by with this request number. You see, for all the six records, the request number is this one. Okay, and whatever new data set you loaded, all the new data set will be loaded as a second data set with this request number. But whatever data is there, it won't check any comparisons, it won't try to do any merging or summation, nothing it will do. Simply load it and keep it in the new table, inbound table, new table or inbound table, anything we can call it. Okay, so this is the behavior of write optimized. So why we use write optimized? What is the difference between write optimized to standard aDSO? In standard aDSO, on the active data table, you see always the latest information of any particular record based upon the key. But in write optimized DSO, you will have the snapshot of the data, not snapshot I can say. Write optimized DSO will load the data as it is without performing any further action on it. It means it won't overwrite, it won't do any summation, nothing. Whatever data comes from the source, it will store it exactly with this request number. Okay, so why we use write optimized when we use standard DSO? So initially in our projects, when we build data flows in our projects, our when initially we have one data source. From data source, we try to load data initially to a write optimized aDSO, and then we load data from here into standard aDSO. Standard aDSO. Okay, so this is the kind of data flow which we design, but there is something changes. This is not exactly correct also. Okay, because in earlier in this is also one of the interview question, difference between LSA and LSA plus plus architecture. When comes to LSA architecture, it is SAP recommends always load data from data source into write optimized initially, and then load this information from write optimized to a standard aDSO. This is called LSA architecture. But when comes to LSA plus plus, after this HANA database comes into picture, what is happening? System is SAP telling minimize the data redundancy. What happening? Yeah, data redundancy. How exactly data redundancy happening here? When 10 records are coming from source and sitting on the write optimized DSO, again you are loading the same 10 records into standard aDSO. It means the 10 records got loaded twice into this, twice, 2 snapshots are there. Again, if you are using PSA structure, then one more snapshot here. Total 3 snapshots will be there for the same 10 records, which means data redundancy. Okay, so when HANA database comes into picture, as it was too costly database, we cannot have too much space also. For that reason, SAP recommending remove the redundancy and go for standard aDSO directly. But some cases, if you wish to perform data load quickly without any validation and all, we always first load to write optimized, and then once data comes into our database, from that place you can load it to anywhere by performing some other changes and doing validations and all. Okay, so simply based upon our requirement, we will go to write optimized, or else if you are not required, always we go for a standard aDSO. Okay, so that is all about write optimized aDSO. So I hope it is clear. So in standard aDSO we have 3 tables. In write optimized we have only one table, that is called inbound table or new table. And one more thing, difference between these two is here there is no activation step involved in the write optimized DSO. In order to perform the data loads quickly, we go for write optimized DSO, and if we want, when we go for data load and doing some validations and everything, we go for this standard aDSO. Why validations? Validations are happening in standard aDSO when you are performing data activation. So many validations will happen in the backend for the data what it is moving from new table to active table. So we will cover that also in coming sessions. Okay, and next thing is next what we need to learn is cube. This we will cover in our tomorrow session. and let's take one example. Okay, so I don't want to give much example today because whatever you created yesterday, the same you create it for the write optimized DSO. Okay, and we need to provide assignment for the delta capture functionality of standard aDSO to verify the change log table. So I need to provide assignment for that too. So let's go here. So first part of our assignment is to perform a delta load to the standard aDSO, which is continuation to your yesterday assignment, and then creating a write optimized DSO, loading both the files into write optimized aDSO. Okay, so copy this one, go here. So this was the data which you loaded into your aDSO yesterday. So what I am going to do is absent, right? So simply change this record to P here, and then EMP001, one second, 1212 January 1st, second data, third data, simply 2022 0103, present 8 hours. Here also you can change to 8, EMP002 2022 0103, present 8 hours. So try to load these three records as a delta record, the delta data information to our aDSO. I will write that here. Create a flat file with the below dataset and load it to the standard aDSO. So what was the aDSO name we created here? Okay, I'm not given any data. So same standard aDSO which was created on yesterday assignment. Okay, this one, and then observe the change log table updation. Okay, this is one thing. Next, third assignment is create a write optimized aDSO with the same structure as above aDSO and load yesterday file and above file into it. Okay, that's it. This is the assignment for today's session.